Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Naomi and today we're going to be talking about art fundamentals. What it is, what it isn't, and why you need it. So, what are the art fundamentals? That's a very good question. They are basically the skills that you need to grow as an artist and to create better work. Now, the fundamentals cover quite a huge range of topics and not every one of them will apply to the work that you'll be doing. But just to have a quick understanding of what it really is, let's have a look at what they are. Number 1, shape and form. I've covered this briefly in another episode, and to put it simply, everything that you see can be broken down into simple shapes and forms. Learning this well will help you understand and draw complicated structures. Understanding form will also help you in your understanding of light, which we will be talking about in a bit. Number 2, composition. You might have heard of the rule of thirds, the golden ratio, or leading lines, and these are all concepts relating to composition. There are a lot of different methods to composing a good image that we won't go into in today's episode, but learning how to compose your image well will help you to create pieces that will attract people's attention or simply create images that are pleasing to the eye. Number 3, perspective. Ever wondered why an object seems smaller the further it is away from you? In art, we are able to recreate that phenomenon with perspective. Learning how to create images that look like it's existing in a 3D space requires a good understanding of perspective. Also, it would probably help you tell the difference between drawing a tiny human or a human that's just really far away. Number 4, light. Before we talk about light, let's talk about color. I know a lot of people separate the concept of light from color. But remember, without light, there is simply no color. And that is why it's so important to understand light and understand it well. Light is also important because it helps us to create the illusion of a 3D object. And well, lighting is great for, evoking emotion through your work. Colors can also affect how people feel when they look at your work. You've probably heard of warm colors or cool colors or colors that mean different things. For example, red could represent danger or passion. And if you're able to manipulate light and color really well in your work, you'll be creating some really powerful pieces of art. Number 5, anatomy. Most of the time when anatomy is mentioned, you probably think of the human body. And you're not wrong. It's about bones, muscles, and skin. But it's also important to know that there are different types of anatomy. Human anatomy, animal anatomy, and even machines. Depending on what you aim to be drawing, knowing the anatomy of the subject will help you to draw it convincingly. Ever wondered why you look at a drawing and no matter how hard you tried, you just couldn't figure out why that hand looked so weird or why that body part looked really strange? Having a good understanding of anatomy will solve that. I promise. I know fundamentals don't always sound fun, but it is really important, and here's why. See, I like to think of art fundamentals like building blocks, like when you're building a building or creating a structure. A strong foundation allows you to build a stable building, one that isn't going to easily fall apart or crumble or break into pieces. If you start with a weak foundation, if you start with like a small piece at the beginning of the building isn't really gonna stand for long. It's kind of like playing a terrible game of Jenga where you're about to take out the last piece and it's just wobbling on that one piece at the bottom. In the same way, strong art fundamentals give you a good structure to build your art around. Strong. It will give you the confidence to draw the stuff you've always wanted to. Do you sometimes struggle with getting the arm or a foot or the angle of like the knee right? Or maybe, you find it difficult to draw a table, like looking right in that space. That would probably be a sign that you need to spend more time working on the fundamentals. And don't worry, everyone is still learning. I know I definitely still need to work on mine. What about style? Should you focus more on fundamentals or on style? I'm gonna be diving a little deeper into art style in another episode, but here's how I think of fundamentals in relation to style. Imagine your art journey like trying to climb a very high wall. You want to get to the top, right? And in order for you to get there, you need tools. These tools are your fundamentals. I like to think of them as climbing holds, right? Like the rocks that you grab onto when you rock climb in a gym. And as you learn these fundamentals, it's kind of like you putting rocks into the wall for you to grab onto to climb higher. Now, how does style fit into all of this? Style is kind of like the path that you choose to take as you install these rocks onto the wall. As you keep inserting these climbing holds onto the wall, you can choose to install them whichever way you'd like, and that becomes your style. But here's the important thing that you need to remember. You won't be able to make that climb in the first place without these rocks. And that is why I truly believe that art fundamentals are very, very important for every artist. Perhaps even more important than style. So there you have it, a quick lowdown on the art fundamentals. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. Let me know in the comment section below which you think is more important, fundamentals or style. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, do subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified when the next episode comes out. As always, stay awesome, keep arting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!